Welcome back to the Happiness Economy. Today, we have got somebody who doesn't only understand how to make you happy in your heart, but she knows that your heart is directly connected to your stomach. And if you add mocktails on top of her cuisine, basically, your life will be solved.
That's right. Today, we have the amazing Famida Osman Latib Jordan.
Yeah.
Every time she goes to Home Affairs, runs out of blocks to put her names in. But also, owner of Fehmz mocktails, Halaal Goods Market, celebrity chef. I'm gonna say it. I don't care what other people say. And other celebrity chefs can come at me.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yes, you don't know.
Celebrity chef, lifestyle, travel, and food. That's what's on her bio on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
So please,
Yeah,
welcome.
you'll know her from Halal Goods Market.
Yes.
Goods
Yeah.
Market. And the Fehmz cocktails. Is
Yes.
that what it's
Fehmz
called?
mocktails.
Mocktails, boss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mocktails.
Mocktails.
Let's
That's
keep
how
it
good-
halal.
That's how good those mocktails are. They taste haram, but they're not. But they are not. That's how good they are. That's how good they are.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your patience. We did start a little bit late today.
Yeah, we're good.
So thank you for joining us.
Lekker. Thank you for having me. It doesn't say celebrity chef on my profile, by
No,
the way.
it doesn't say
It
celebrity
just says like
chef.
foodie.
I-
I'm just a foodie.
Yes, but they don't sell those spectacles to people who are not celebrities.
Yeah.
You know that you get a private catalog from the rest of us. We have never seen that shit.
I hate to admit it.
No, it's fact. It's fact. And you only
But
get
my
those if you have an
optometrist
acha
only
eye.
calls me.
You have to have one acha eye. That's why they make a square one and a round one. It confuses the enemy.
It does.
confuses
It
the
does.
enemy.
And you know, if you drink the wrong drink, right, I'll look at you and say, but they're both round. But they're both square. What are you talking about?
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Listen, Fehmz, thank you so much for joining us. We're huge fans of your work. We're also huge fans of the fact that all of your work at some point is
Yes.
about community.
Yes.
So whether it's the Halal Goods Market where you bring this wonderful community of entrepreneurs and chefs in their own right,
Yes.
and people with whether it's a restaurant or a food truck together, and then a whole nother community to come and celebrate that food and the actual market.
Yeah.
Or whether you're just online showing us an easy way to fold samosas with one hand while
Yo.
being a mother. I don't know
Yeah.
what it's.
One hand, so
we were
bad.
talking about yesterday's post was chicken breasts.
Yes.
And
No.
how to make them perfectly.
Oh, you saw. No, it depends on when it showed on your FYP.
Okay. I saw it
You see?
yesterday.
You saw it yesterday.
I'm very
Where we
excited.
hammer those things.
Hammer the chicken
Yeah.
breasts. So that they're not dry. Because
Yeah.
if you're wondering why your chicken breast tastes like dust in your
Yeah.
throat, go and check Fehmz
Yeah,
page out.
because you haven't checked for lumps.
Yeah.
You know.
We move the lumps out. We
Yes.
beat the lumps. We beat
Okay,
those
that
lumps
we,
out.
we beat them. We beat
Yeah.
them till they
A breast
patties.
that has not been beaten is a breast that is at risk of lumps.
Basically.
Beat that breast.
Exactly. And check your breast.
You beat that breast. Now that we've made you a
Yes.
little bit shy, look. the
I mean, I'm the
objective-
only girl here with breasts.
So let's just
Yes.
maybe
Jason's close.
start with if you were to put it into 288 characters, right? You're under the gun. You've got an audience that is desperate to know you, and you had 288 characters. How would you describe yourself? Go.
Yara.
Okay, that's already 4 characters. Go on.
Hey, Yara is 5 characters. Isn't it 2
I
R's?
was not.
Oh, yo.
counting.
Oh, I see. Oh, spelling tests
Yeah.
failed. So anyway, I don't know how to fit things in 288 characters, but I would say there's a moerse load of fun on my page. We're going to
Please.
eat lekker, we're going to laugh lekker, and we're just going to have fun. Like, it's all about community.
And is that a way to describe you as a person if we weren't describing your page? A lot of
Colorful, crazy, I hope a little bit of fun. And yeah, she makes good food, I guess. She likes to eat, she likes to cook.
fun. So when did this start? Like, at what point do you realize that you want to share your gift of cooking, but you also have a voice that can bring a community together?
So I'll be honest with you, I think I didn't realize that it had started until it was already rolling. And I think that's the weird thing about being an old person, right?
Older.
We
So
be
younger
old
than me?
people, right? We be old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think we're close to each other in age, okay, Jason?
no, I'm 44. I'm 44.
Oh,
I'll say
okay.
it straight up.
Yeah,
I'm a
I'm
Bali.
45, boss.
Are you?
I'm
ways.
your
Are
auntie.
you bathing in ghee? or
No
what?
ways.
What are you bathing in ghee? What do you use on your face?
I eat well.
Okay, me too. Me
Right.
too. But my beard.
Yeah, but you know the thing like with fat people is that we've got fat to fill the wrinkles. I don't know what thin
Yeah,
people
stretch
have.
it.
Like, yeah, it stretches lekker. Like that's how come you don't see the wrinkles.
No, I realized I'm
Let me just
getting
say
older
it.
when I started going to the barber and they had to start pulling my head like this. To cut. Because before I used to go and they just cut. And now they have to like
grip.
they have to pull to
make-
tighten the
No
skin. I'm
way.
like, damn it.
Oh damn
Get
it!
in the rolls.
Look, that
You must go to
female-
the Indian barbers. They
No, I
treat you
cut my
like
hair at
that.
home now. Then I
Oh,
pull
you-
my own. So,
So
look,
the start. I mean, the start I think for me was it was very organic. I'd originally started on Facebook because I needed to promote Fehmz mocktails.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
because my husband didn't have a job at the time. We were like a one-income household, and I was like, no, this is not working. Like, we need to
Yeah.
do something. So I thought the best thing to do was to put together all the things I'd already done. Number one, Indian people, I think we're born learning how to cook or knowing how to cook, right?
Yeah.
And I also studied a creative degree. Like I studied in interior design. I'm originally like an exhibition designer, and I used to lecture a little bit at my college. So I took all of that stuff, I put it together, and someone said, well, why don't you do classes where you teach people how to make things? And I went, should I do cooking or should I do drinks? And it became, I don't know why, it just became drinks, became the first class I did and it went wild.
Yeah.
And the best place to advertise was Facebook at the time.
Yeah.
Because Facebook was it, right?
That's
to
our
a degree still
generation.
is.
That was it. And I ended up liking just sharing everything else, like what I was cooking for today, what I was doing. But I was still working in my career, doing all of the stuff.
Yeah.
And as I shared, I noticed people liked it more. Because sometimes you just share a picture and go, oh, this is lekker, this is what I'm eating today, right?
Yeah.
But then people would go, what's the recipe?
Yeah.
Where's the recipe? And then I go, okay, wait a minute. People want more stuff. And because we grew up, I mean, you grow up in Indian households, in colored households, in most households.
Food is such a big deal.
Yes, but the kitchen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The kitchen is where
It's the happy
everything
place.
happens.
All the conversations.
You
the
cry
fights,
there?
The makeups.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The fighting with your siblings even, or the thing with your parents, and even that's where you get reprimanded.
Yes.
Right? When everything goes wrong, it's
wooden
going
spoon.
there. Right? When you want to protest your parents,
Yeah.
you mainly don't come down to the table.
It's also-
and you're going to get a hiding for
I
that.
mean, it's also the easiest place to clean the surfaces. So, blood, urine, brown stuff, whatever they beat out of you, very easy to clean.
And the cutlery is there.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
you never know
Weapons
which
are
one
available.
they're going to. It's either going to be the wooden spoon or something or other. Like I mean, I know my brother's been hit by a mealy once. So like we just saw it flying across the room. So everything is in the kitchen technically.
You know, I think that's the best way to get to success is to not, because I find like a lot of people these days are trying to do things to become successful, whereas
Yes.
you did the thing because you loved the thing.
Yes.
And then the success just kind of happened as a byproduct of doing something you enjoy.
Did you see a couple of weeks ago there was a trend that was doing well about this woman who goes, I don't believe in loving your job. I believe in job.
Oh, your job, your love.
And then so many people went on about, I don't get that. What type of English is that?
Yes.
What does that even
Yes.
mean? But I swear I got it the first time I heard it.
Did you?
Because it was like when Nick and I started stand-up comedy, we didn't start stand-up comedy for this to be a career. We started it because we were obsessed with comedy, and Sylvan Gessie had suggested try it as a hobby because you obviously love making people laugh.
Yes.
And with that, there was a gift in that because we never ever put the pressure of sustainability, of entrepreneurship on our stand-up when we started. And because we just did something that we would have and still would pay to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you say job your love,
Yes.
literally the thing we love doing, we just did it so hard that it ended up blessing us.
Being your job, yeah.
Does that then make sense to you like
I
it
think
made sense to me?
it's the first time it's actually making sense is
Yeah.
now when you're saying it because she got trolled for
Ooh,
that.
she got
So-
no bad, she got dragged.
But it was funny.
Hilarious.
Listen, the trolling was hilarious
Yeah.
because people were just they were ripping it. I get the idea of jobbing your love, but you know they say there's two different ways. Like don't always make your hobby your career because you might like get tired of it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between getting that passion.
Yeah.
Like if you have a passion for what you're doing, a hobby is I like to paint on a Sunday afternoon out in the garden. Yeah, okay. But like your passion is not necessarily, it doesn't have to be interconnected to what your hobbies are.
Facts.
And I think that's where you can for lack of saying it, I hate to say it, but
Yeah,
that's
you're
where
gonna
you
get
job
trolled
the
as well.
love. I'm
Yeah.
going to get
No,
trolled.
no, you are converted. I've converted you. I have converted
That's where you convert
If you are
your-
not jobbing your love, then you don't even understand. That's why you were mad at what
Yeah.
that woman said. That's why you were angry in the first place.
The way she said it also. But look, it does come to that, because I think if you do it in a way that, for me, I don't know if it's authentically you. Like, this is something you love to do, and somehow it turns into, holy cow, there's an actual, there's a business here.
Yeah.
There's a thing here. Up until 2020, I didn't even charge to do stuff.
Come on.
Everything was free, and I went, wait a minute, like, why am I doing all of this stuff?
No, because also people
Am I
will take
mad?
advantage.
Oh, yes,
They
I
will,
felt
yeah.
like that.
That's also the point of you were willing to do it for free until you didn't have to.
Yes.
And I think that's where I understand the job you love.
Yes.
Is you're still willing to do it for free. You still get joy from being in the kitchen.
Yes.
We've seen you in all of your environments, right?
Yes.
So we've watched you online. We can see that you love it. We've seen you running the Halaal Goods Market.
Yo.
And I've
Running
never seen passion.
through the Halaal Goods
I've never
Market.
I've never
am
seen
obsessed
passion like
with
that.
it.
We've also never performed at any so if you don't know, Halaal Goods Market happens at One Fox, and it is if you love food and you love
Yo.
entertainment, it is like there's nothing else. So we're gonna get to
Yes.
perform comedy to this wonderful family environment,
Yeah.
which is already refreshing
Clean
for us
jokes
as,
only.
as comedians. Yeah, no haram jokes at all at all at
Clean
all.
only.
The jokes are super halal, which is lovely.
It's the only
But
brief I give
it's
you.
also the
Yeah.
only gig. I mean, we don't go there for the little bit of money. We go there because you bring us scuffins of food of whatever we
Yo,
want,
yeah.
and we get to devour. So we've seen you kind of thriving in those environments.
Yeah.
The purpose of our podcast is basically two comedians trying to define happiness, and
Yeah.
we go with guests based on perception.
Mm.
So our perception of you is you've got it worked out. You're either celebrating your cooking or your community, or both at the same time.
Okay.
And is that true? So the question is, what does happiness mean to you? And
Yeah.
and is what we see true happiness?
Whew. I think as a woman and a mother, you're always there's always a ton of balls in the air that you're just juggling, right?
Yeah.
All the time. So I think happiness is such a
That's how you
fluid
become a mother.
concept.
So, yeah. literally how you become a mother. Just got to
Also
juggle.
true, also true,
Just got to
also
keep
true.
those balls
As long
in
as
the
you
air.
remember who's holding the
Facts.
ball.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Just
yeah,
remember
we,
that.
we remember.
Oh, yeah, never forget. Okay. So I think that happiness is a very fluid concept, but if you're not happy doing what you're doing, that's the most important thing. I think the one thing that people sometimes also forget is that happiness doesn't mean everything is free.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't mean I'm also fully accessible to everybody for free, for everything. I think one of the things that I learned that actually led to me feeling more content in that is the fact that I started to know my own worth. And I started to trust my own worth. And when you trust that, then you don't mind. So yes, it's a give and take, right? I share my recipes, I share them openly. I'm like, here we go. And then in return, I feel like the community gives me back. They give love. They give, you can say as much as you want, you may not need validation, but they give you this other side of beautiful validation. Because when I first started, I was not nearly as confident as I am now. When you come from brown communities,
You're supposed to be humble.
Thank you. But I think that people mistake humility for I can just trample over her, or
Yeah.
I can fully accessible. Do whatever you want. I tell you what to do. You do as I tell you, you know?
Africans erase the thin line that exists between arrogance and confidence.
Yes.
And
yes.
we
yes.
as Africans, we confuse that line.
Yes.
And we encourage our kids to not be confident.
Yes.
So I get
Yes.
that you mustn't be boastful. You mustn't
Yes,
be bragging. You
that's the
mustn't be
difference.
rubbing your achievements in somebody else's face. But I've been quoting this weirdly over the last week so many times. And I've been saying we have to be more like the Americans. In the sense that, let me quantify that.
Yeah.
Please.
In the sense
We're
that-
about to fight.
And I'm not even talking about politically.
Yes.
But Americans are so confident about their
Yes.
achievements, and they're so blatant and in your face about. So I'll never forget when I realized it at its craziest. I'm performing in New York, a club gig, so just a normal lineup show. And the host is obviously reading everybody's CV as he brings people on. He comes to me and he goes, "Hey, South Africa, what am I saying about you?" And I said, "Wait, comedian from South Africa. That's what I'd like you to say."
Yeah.
The guy who goes before me, his bio goes, once featured on BuzzFeed.
Wow.
Please welcome. Then I'm like, this bra is so proud of once
BuzzFeed,
featuring on
yes.
a website.
Yes.
On a website.
Yeah.
I'm there. I got 6 Comedy Central specials. I got
You
2
see?
Showmax specials. I've filmed in Montreal. I've filmed in
And you said
in
nothing.
Montreux. Like I've filmed international festivals with Comedy Central Global. I've filmed with Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Productions. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Then I'm there going, South African comedian.
Like that's it.
Like I don't want to brag. I don't want to also higher their expectations.
Yeah.
Where in the world, actually, people want you to validate. They want you to quantify. And that's such a difficult thing for us as Africans to digest. Are you
Yes.
getting better at it?
It's about holding your place, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of times we've grown up in a society that says we're not allowed to take up space in a room. Right? And I think that was what social media taught me, because once social media opened up, for me, Instagram was a connection over of doing the Facebook stuff.
Yeah.
But when video came,
Yes.
what is that song? Video killed the radio
Video
star,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Video literally killed pictures, because for me as a creative, and I'm sure
Yeah.
for you, because you guys speak, right?
Yeah.
For me as a creative, it was me show.
Yeah.
I'm showing you how to cook this stuff. So originally, Instagram wasn't allowing you to post full videos. They would let you do stories, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would take people through the whole process, from what I made for supper, from the beginning to the end, and they would eat it.
Yeah.
And I knew that that was what I really enjoyed. But also, because the people enjoyed it, it gave me the confidence to say, hey, I am actually good at this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't trust yourself, right? And
Imposter
and
syndrome.
because imposter syndrome is really bad. And once I started doing that, it changed everything. It's like I will never forget, because when my mother thought I was never getting married, she would hook me up with matchmakers.
Well, your surname
who
is
would hook-
Jordan now. We know that your mother, she finished your book and went to the next book of names. It's just like, okay, we come
She was
into
done
that.
with the Indians.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But she used to set me up with the matchmakers. And once I met this guy, and it was a time when I was feeling better about myself. And he said something to me, and I'll never forget. And he went, the only thing I can't stand is like arrogance in a woman. And I remember it was the one time like I spoke up for myself and I said, but there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. And it's okay to be confident. It's okay to know who you
Danko.
are
Danko.
and know you're good at what you do.
Danko.
Yeah.
Right? And I think one of the things that, even if I never went to, let's say, a school to become like a Michelin star chef or something like that, I'm good at putting food on the table for my family.
Yeah. Yes.
And I can say that I can
With
do
confidence.
that with confidence. You
So
know?
we interviewed Bongo Koza, and his line was, because we questioned him about, he started with like a few followers and now he's the biggest star in the country.
Wow.
And we were like, did you always expect this? And then he said, hey brah, I am him.
Wow.
And he's like, I'm say it as humbly as possible, but
Yes.
I'm him. And that thing made such an impact on our lives, to just understand that it's okay to go, yeah, this is what I do.
Yes.
And I'm good at the thing that I
Yes.
do. And whether you like it or not, that's fine. I must believe. So my question is, what are you then teaching your kids about that confidence
Sure.
and about how to move in the world so that they have the confidence and the understanding of the difference between confidence and arrogance?
Yeah.
How are we telling them to take up space in a community that doesn't want you to take up space?
So I'll be honest, right? I think I'm really struggling there. I'm struggling because I see it in my kids, that because it's my own, like your childhood like trauma fighting with your current. I want you to be confident, but I also, it's that fight that's actually in a weird way subconsciously getting to them. And I almost like, I do these affirmations with them, but I feel like they don't hear me. They kind of go, hey, wait a minute, I am who I am and I need to figure myself out. So the hard thing for me is I'm forcing them to be more confident, which is it's backfiring. Because I feel like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing everything wrong. I'm not letting them figure themselves out. And that's what I need to do.
But I think that A, I think you're being a bit hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And B, I don't think it's a switch with kids. And even as somebody who doesn't have kids, I don't think it's a switch with kids, but I think it is home being the place you receive all the affirmation you need,
Yeah.
instead of the streets and instead of social media.
Yeah.
So to let home be the thing that you identify as,
Yes.
and what you are seen as and celebrated as at home, to get to a place where it's almost like, well, my mother thinks my food's delicious, which means your opinion actually
Yes.
doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
So I started doing that. What you're saying is what I started doing with them. And I went, it's okay. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks about you. It
Yeah.
matters what you think about
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
As long as you think you're amazing at this, we're good.
Yeah.
So
I'm good. I'll
sorry,
celebrate
Nick.
you.
No, I also want to say, like, as Jay was saying, it's not a switch. I think it's consistency. So consistently
Yes.
telling them and reminding them to feel that way. One day, because also our parents told us things and we were like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And then one day, all of those things clicked and you're like, oh, actually, they were right. They knew what they were speaking about. And I think it's the same thing. And I agree with Jay that you're being hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. We do
No.
the best, same as our parents
hope
did
so.
the best that they could do.
This
Yes,
is
some of the things were wrong, some of the things we can look back and say, you could have done better here or there or whatever.
Yeah.
But we do the best that we can do for our kids to make sure that they have the best foot up in the
Yeah.
future. So I definitely agree that you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. And I think that a lot of people are not having the conversations, like
Yes.
you're saying, with their kids about just affirmations and believing in themselves. I do the same thing with my boys,
Yeah.
where I go, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
For
if
real.
you like this,
Yes.
and you good at this, and you want to do this, don't let other people deter you from doing the thing that you want to do.
Yes.
Because you're worried about what they're going to think. Because those people don't care.
And I think the one thing that I've always the one thing that I have with my kids is that I told myself I'm never going to lie to them. So I'm not lying to them about anything. So last night we had a very hard conversation because I had to tell my son that the tooth fairy doesn't exist.
Oh.
Because he's asking me.
How
so
old
I'm
is he
like,
now?
he's 7. He's
Hey,
only 7.
It's too early to learn
right?
the news.
So he lost a tooth.
Yeah.
And so he knows, okay, this is going to ruin the podcast, but he knows Santa doesn't exist, okay?
Chris, you should have wanted to stop playing before your kids listen.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, kids.
It does exist.
I'm very sorry.
in-
He exists for some people.
people,
So in my
yeah.
son's head, he goes, so for people who think Santa exists, does he exist?
Yeah.
And I say, baby, as long as they think he exists, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So then he hits me with, because he lost a tooth on Friday. And it's a rotten tooth, so I had to take him to the dentist to get it out. That was a whole interesting situation. So anyway, the tooth is now sitting on the side of the bed, and he's like, so the tooth fairy.
Why
So
does
I'm
the
like,
tooth fairy
baby,
always bring me samosas?
Do you want the truth? Or do you, what do you want to know about the tooth fairy? He's like, well, is it real? I said, but do you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
And he's like, Mommy, just tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I'm like, baby, it doesn't exist. The tooth fairy, there's no tooth fairy. He's like, is it Dad? I'm like, yes, Dad. I knew it!
Yeah, they
That's what he
always
says
know.
to me.
They
I
always
knew
know.
it!
Yeah.
First thing this morning to my daughter, I know the secret. There's no tooth fairy. I'm like, oh, goodness. Why? Why?
No. You know what?
But I love the
Yes.
honesty, right?
Yeah.
So I always want to be honest with them. And one of the things when you grow up a big girl, a fat girl, is the one thing you're extra conscious about is weight, right? So I've always taught my kids the word fat is it's a bad word. Don't
Yeah.
use it. Don't use it against people. Don't judge people's bodies, whether they're extra thin or extra fat or
Yeah.
whatever. Everybody is the size that they're meant to be.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I don't know why everything happened yesterday, but I was joking about something random and I went, yeah, no, you know the fat chick, na. And my son looked at me and he said, Mom, don't say bad things about yourself.
Oh, you see.
And I thought,
You see, I can't believe
okay,
that you
maybe
said you don't know if
something's
you're doing
going
the right
in.
thing.
No, but
Listen, confidence is this thing I'm struggling with them, you know?
So I want to step back just
Silver.
a second.
Yeah,
So please remember where we are now.
Yeah.
Your kids saying don't say bad things. But I just want to take a quick step back. I just want to interrogate the whole thing of stop worrying about what other people think.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is what you think.
Yes.
I'm 44. And deep down, I have to admit that I still worry. As much as I'm free of people's opinions, I'm still not free. So I've been
Yes.
wondering, okay, cool, maybe there's a misnomer in my interpretation. Maybe there's something missing. So I don't think it's no one's opinion matters. I think it's hardly anybody's opinion matters.
Okay.
Be sure you know whose opinion
Yes.
matters to you. So for example,
And whose you value.
my wife, my best friend Nicholas, my mother. These are people
Yes.
who, because I trust that they care for me deeply,
Yes.
Their opinion is something that I can consider, can listen to, and provides me space for something to live up to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I really am trying to get away from these blanket statements that are not bulletproof, not airtight.
Yeah.
And at some point, I'm also trying to get to a point where me, myself, I stop lying at any point, whether it's saying, oh, nobody. So my famous one is, the articulation for me on stage is, if your opinion and my debit orders are not in the same WhatsApp group,
Yes.
best believe I don't care about your opinion.
Yes.
But it still leaves room for some opinions.
Yes.
You know
yes.
what I mean?
And learning, right? Because in some people, I think some people find different ways of communicating. So sometimes the opinion may come across differently, but maybe there's something you can learn from people's advice
100%.
or something or
definitely.
other, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not necessarily your mother or somebody else. Like if I speak to your mom, Auntie Gail
Yes.
is no family to me or whatever,
Absolutely.
but if Auntie Gail gives me advice, I'll be like, yes, okay.
Yeah, but because
Yes,
you
that's the
respect,
thing, yeah.
and you
Yes.
also you respect her opinion because you know
Yes.
there's no malice in her opinion.
Absolutely.
You know that she wants for you as much as you want for you.
Exactly.
In that positive light.
Yes.
Now coming back to your kids, I watched this crazy video. I was telling Nick about it on the weekend, where this woman literally just woke up. I wish I knew who she was and I could show you the video, but she just woke up and she's like, "Hey, I'm downstairs. I'm disheveled, but I'm in the garage because the family's still sleeping. But I just had this thought." And she goes, "You know how the algorithm, if you watch 3 videos or 4 videos, the algorithm is always learning what you like, and it's going to show you more of what you like, which forms an echo chamber, showing
Yes.
you only what you want to see, what it thinks you want to see." Then she said, if you speak negatively to yourself, you start influencing your internal algorithm. And if you think negative, feel negative, you will see and experience negative
Wow.
because you have the same echo chamber. So when your kid goes, stop speaking negatively about yourself because our words are powerful, even the words we use to ourselves.
Yes.
So then I'm guilty of that. Every time I go on
Yes.
stage, I say I'm fat. Every time I whatever, but then I counter that by going, I may be fat, but God damn it, I'm beautiful.
Yes.
I am delicious because, I honestly believe that, like you said, happiness is such a weird topic. And from our research, happiness only exists where your feet are now.
Yeah.
Then it's about going, so I don't mind the word fat, but I have to contextualize it with delicious. So I go, I may be fat, but best believe I know my season. Nicholas is a summer body. Me, middle of June when there's a cold front, best
Yeah.
believe I'm more attractive than Nicholas.
Word.
So I know my season, I know where I'm going to get that influence from.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It makes total sense to me because I think that if we don't contextualize things, it can be taken. It can
Out
be
of context.
but also like the thing of like looking in the mirror and talking to yourself and telling yourself good things. That's part of your echo chamber, right?
Yes.
So a lot of times it is that because the algorithm can mess you up a lot
Yeah.
because especially when you go through that lack of self-confidence phase, they say overweight people always joke about weight issues
Yeah.
because it's easier to laugh at yourself
And
before
also,
somebody else laughs at
We
you,
think
right?
of it, overweight people think of it as the elephant in the room. So I bring
Yes.
it up so that everyone doesn't have to
Yeah,
bring
so
it
I'm
up,
done.
because
Yes.
In my mind, everybody wants to say, hey, fatty, boom, boom. You know what I mean? So then I clap it out the way. And my thing, when I started comedy was, I'm always going to make better fat jokes than even you.
Yes.
I can write better fat jokes
I'm
than
gonna
you.
clear it out so that-
I've heard better fat jokes, which
Yeah.
means I'm almost trying to arm myself
Yes.
to go, your jokes can't affect me.
Yes.
Which is not always true.
But the reality is that if somebody had to put us in a roast, I'd go home and cry. Because I've heard these roasts. Some of
Yeah.
them are bad.
Yeah.
Oh, the
And,
roasts are
and,
hectic.
and when you struggle, you have to be so confident to be able to manage a roast. I don't know if I could switch off with going, people are just talking.
I think you would cry if you respected the person roasting you.
Oh, okay.
But if the person roasting you doesn't matter in your life, I don't think you would cry. Or I don't think you should.
But the struggle, Jason, for me is the mindset shift
Yes.
into do they matter enough? Because we've grown up going, society, whatever they think matters, what the elders think matter, what society thinks matters, how society accepts you for what you look like or what you say matters, right? Like right now, I did a chicken akni recipe,
Yeah.
and there's parts of the community that's roasting me for saying mursa. But mursa for me is huge. It's big. It's something,
But
right?
moor,
I didn't
they
say
think
moor.
they
I
think
didn't say
moor is a
moor.
swear word. I'm like, since when is moor a swear word?
Yeah, but
moor
like-
isn't moor Afrikaans for heat?
Yeah.
But it's
But
it's like a
but
colloquial.
moor is taken as a like I'm gonna hit
Yeah.
you or whatever.
But
But
it's also
Mursa
It's big.
is big. It's
Yes.
huge.
Huge.
It's my big pot.
Yeah.
It's my whatever. But I think there is a part of me that started like it was coming a few times and it started and going, oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I have to actively talk myself out of not letting it affect me.
Absolutely.
And I think when unless you grow up with this American confidence of I am the dream or whatever, then you do have to actively undo anything that can start affecting you.
I'll share some advice with you. Whenever you're about to put out a piece of content that is going to be subject to public opinion, before you press upload, make sure you have your opinion
Yes.
of the thing. So I went to watch Cop and a Half, John Boynton Lee and Trevor Gumbi's new movie. And before going in, I was at the premiere, I asked John, Chief, what do you think about the movie? Before I go in and give you, as my friend, my opinion of
Yeah.
the movie, what is your opinion of the movie? If you have an opinion, then you are clear on what you think it is.
Yes.
So when somebody comes with a Mursa, you go, you just one of those people.
And that's why when I
You're
did
one
it,
of those
I was
people
so
that's just-
comfortable with
No, but
it.
there's also people online that are just looking for a fight, looking to be
Yes.
heard. And there are
Yes.
people that in their lives don't have anything important.
Yes.
So now causing disruptions in your life becomes their important thing.
It's like the thing
But
that
if-
they're holding on
if
to,
you've
right?
galvanized
Yes.
your opinion and how you honestly feel about the thing that you're putting out, then you can relate to somebody who's criticizing in the same realm that you were criticizing, but you can also cut out people who are obviously just trying to come in and attack because you know where your heart was when you posted.
And you know, it's like you said, like home is like, it's your safe space, right? It's my children's, it's
Yeah.
our safe space. And I find that for me becomes my centering because my husband, he does not give a crap. It's like, I don't care. And he reads it and he's like, so somebody said something and he went online and says, if you think she's swearing, then I'm going to show you this is an effing Mursa pot. And I like, MK, why do you do that? And he's like, because I don't
love
care.
it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. And it says, I don't like when people do that. Like, it's BS, you know? And he says, are you fine with it? He says, you say those words all the time.
Absolutely.
It's part of your
And
colloquial
also,
Why are you
language.
gonna have to
People that
pretend to
comment
be
say those
something?
words.
Yes, and he says like, why are you doubting yourself? And then I sat back, and because sometimes you need to pull yourself towards yourself, right?
Yeah.
Put those big girl panties on and go, okay, wait. And I was so happy with that video, so I went, okay, no, these guys are taking away my happiness. Okay, end the noise. Just look and enjoy. Like that's it. And I had to do that. And you in life you have to do that, right? Because at the end of the day, people are going to pull you down. I had a friend who once went to a wedding, and you know Indian weddings, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the food and the dress and the everything
800
else.
people is a small
And-
wedding. Very intimate wedding with 850 guests.
Just close friends and family.
Yeah.
It always is
There were
intimate. That's a
18
tiny
kilometers
wedding.
of sari material used for one wedding.
Yes, of course, and 17 outfits,
Yeah,
okay? Because there's functions.
Yeah.
There's functions. We need functions.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Mendi up to our elbows,
Of course.
like all the way
Yeah,
to our
of
shoulders. So this one friend, we were sitting at the table and the food was being served, and we were tasting the food, and then you know, like everybody critiques something.
Yeah.
And so I remember it was me. I said something about one of the dishes, and she looked at me. She said, "Don't do it." And I said, "What?" And she says, "Don't ever be that person who comes to a wedding, eats the free food, and then complains.
Yeah.
Or whoever walks into a wedding and looks at one thing that went wrong and then uses that as the conversation piece." She said, "Don't do it." And for me, it was like, it stopped me, but I love her for it.
Yeah.
Because it was like 20 years ago. It changed every single event. I would go, and now I go to functions and I'm like, what did they do amazing? Like, what are all the things I can
Look
talk
for the
like
good, but
amazing for, you know?
Exactly
For the
it, yeah.
good.
If
You
you,
know?
look for the good, you'll always find the good. And those
You know?
people that are complaining about Mursa are looking for
They're looking
problems.
for it. Like, what's
anything.
it?
Doesn't matter what
Yes.
it is that's going
I
on.
will tell those people, you're a Mursa. That's what you
Pain
are.
in my heart.
That's what you, and I would have sworn if we didn't have a guest we appreciate you, I would have sworn. You know, you make
But
me
now,
angry.
speaking about social media,
Yes.
we like to have a look at your page.
Oh, yo.
And just get some insight on what
Yes.
it is that you post. And, you know, like, so, because Instagram is the place where happiness is alive. Nothing bad happens on Instagram. Like, nobody's broke, nobody's
Of course.
food is
It's
bad.
what you show, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's a snippet of life.
facts.
So we looked at a couple of your
You went to the
posts.
beginning.
Yeah.
We went to number
Yeah.
1, 16 July 2012. The caption is dessert peace offering.
I first of all want to say, as we bring this picture up, I did not know
Terrible
was this
filters.
like mash and curry. I did not know was this actual, because I only read dessert
my
afterwards. I was like,
God.
is this like,
It's the
because
worst
this
picture.
was taken with the Nokia
Yeah,
2110.
it's peaches
Yeah.
and cream with chocolate. Can you believe it?
Oh, this
I
is
even
peaches,
remember what
and
it
those are not potatoes, and that's not strips of lamb.
It's horrible.
This,
It's a terrible
but at some
picture.
point that was an
But
amazing
listen,
picture,
that
because those
filter was
filters were
called
used.
lo-fi.
Yes.
Lo-fi filter was like it. It was everything.
Was the one.
that
It was the
post
one.
got 16 likes and 4 comments.
Wow.
And two of the comments, I'm sure, were from you replying to
Probably.
the other two people.
You know,
Do you remember this day? Do you remember the post?
I don't remember the day. I do remember going through like some of my first posts.
Yeah.
Because I did a talk a while back and I was showing them like, you look at my first post. It's the same. I got 1 like. I got 5 things, and the first time I got 10 likes or I got 16 likes. I was just like,
I'm trending. I'm trending.
I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, I'm quitting
And
the
now
job.
you just reminded everyone that I was on Instagram in July 2012.
Yeah.
Some people
No,
are going.
I was too, though.
I was like, I mean,
Yeah.
July 2012 was the beginning. Remember when Instagram
Yes,
was still
yeah.
beta,
Yes.
and you had to still get an
But it
invite.
still had the block, the camera, yes.
Yes, put the little brow.
Yes,
yes.
exactly.
Yo. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That's probably my first picture. You know what I loved
is your
about
first one.
Instagram? What I loved about Instagram those days also is you would tell everybody to like, hey, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. And then that community would just be like, hey, follow each other, go, talk to each other, like each other.
Team
stuff.
follow back. Remember that?
Yes. But also for me it was just sharing, and that's what Instagram was. And I feel like that's, in a way, this is still what I hold on to. Like, one of the things I can say is that I know you're super confused about what the heck am I serving in a martini glass.
Okay, so just tell us again what
right?
this is.
Peaches and cream, guys.
Okay,
yeah.
Just peaches and cream.
With chocolate.
I was always about the simple, easy, tasty food. Like, what would make sense even now? Sometimes I'll do something complicated, but I always want, like, not complicated. I'll maybe do something that's labor intensive.
Yes.
But I always want people to want to make
Anybody can make
food
Everybody
that's
will enjoy.
easy and enjoyable,
Yeah.
and that has a bit of both. Like sometimes it's nostalgic. I mean, we all grew up with peaches and cream, or you guys had fruit salad and cream, and I couldn't deal
just
with
tinned
fruit
peaches.
salad and ice cream. It's tinned peaches.
That's the most delicious
It's
thing.
tinned peaches
That
and
syrup
cream.
is the most delicious thing.
I'm
the Lord ever
telling
did
you,
make.
I'm telling
Ever,
you.
ever.
Even on cake,
That
ne?
syrup.
Yo,
That syrup, I don't know
that
what
syrup,
it is.
the trifle.
I can drink that.
I ate too much of
I
that
can-
as a light. Yeah, I can't.
No,
I
I
had
can
You
still
have to
smash it.
initiate your
I
kids
can
into
still
that.
smash it.
No, my light is choice.
You see,
they get involved.
it's the stuff.
Still
But
smash
for
it.
me, I can't. Eh?
And yeah.
Let's have a look at our next one. Nick will give us the details.
What is I doing here?
Next one, 18th of May 2014. Caption simple, epic.
Epic, and this is, if you are ever looking for a halal superhero, let me tell you.
I was standing there like
This
as well.
is-
It was such an
I
epic
love
shot.
this.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You know, this is the stadium, right? FNB Stadium.
I did not know.
It's FNB Stadium.
What were you there for?
It was one of these guys, South African guy. South African, I think he was, what ethnicity? Like Asian South African.
Yeah.
He used to take amazing pictures and Instagram worldwide or whatever.
Yeah.
He ended up moving overseas to the US or
Okay.
something because of his pictures.
Yeah.
He organized a meet, an Instagram
Instagram
meet
meet.
At the stadium.
FNB
Oh,
Stadium, and we all
nice.
went there to like take pictures and do fun stuff and whatever. And I think I was also still figuring out where I was. Like, I knew I was a foodie, but I still also wanted to understand the community of Instagram
Yes,
and all
yes,
of that.
yes.
And that's why I went to this thing. And that's my favorite picture, actually.
I love that idea of leaning into stuff that you're curious about and understanding beyond your actual thing, because we've always been told stay in your lane, stay in your
Yes.
lane, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
But if you're coming into new territory, I can understand the other lanes in order to
Yes.
choose my
Yeah.
lane properly and know it. So I love that you're putting yourself out
Yes.
there. And also, what would your superhero name be?
Yo, my superhero name is my account. My real name is
Fehmz.
Femida.
Fehmz.
Fehmz is it. Like, I feel like it's like you say, I just need to be comedian from South Africa. I just need to be Fehmz.
I have a suggestion
Yeah.
based on this picture. You can call yourself like the dark Duke. You know what I mean? Dark Duke. Saving
This
pots
is
from
true.
burning across the country. Making sure potatoes are always soft.
Do you see why I just need you to intro my stuff?
Yeah. No, we got you. We got you.
Dark Duke.
Just
I don't know
intro
why, because
everything
you're not
for
even
me.
wearing a dark
Yeah, it's not even,
But
but it works.
it doesn't-
It
yeah.
works. It works.
Yeah, that's the one.
Because
Yes.
think about it, saves. Like one of the things as I learned, the more I was sharing, was that people who just gotten married wanted to know some of the basics. And like sharing the basics
Yeah,
tends
yeah.
to be
so
why I don't know, but it tends to be my most watched sometimes videos.
Is sharing the basics is the least niche thing you can do. So sharing the basics opens you up audience wise to
Oh,
giving
yes.
everybody an opportunity to think that they can be part of this.
Yes.
When we skip that step of the basics, everybody thinks this is complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't believe they can recreate your dishes.
Yeah.
But when you show it in that basic form, and that comes from love, that because I believe that somebody who doesn't honestly love it wants to keep their secrets to themselves.
Yeah.
They don't want to share.
Yeah.
We know those
the
aunties.
fundamentals.
Yeah.
Not even those aunties. In all spheres of your life, you're
all-
going to meet
yes.
people that are doing the job that you're doing.
Even in
that
corporate,
are going to
yes.
pretend to want to share information with
Listen,
you.
even
but
in the
they'll miss vital
influencer life,
steps.
right?
Absolutely.
There's
100%.
even that. Even there's not many there's not enough open conversations
No.
about things, about
People are-
brands,
Because
about
people
how
are
to
trying
work
to
with them.
hold on to
Yes.
everything,
Too
and they
selfish.
believe if you can do it, you're going to
Yes.
take what they have access to.
Yes, and it becomes if my friend is working at this, like I must get all of those brand deals,
Yeah.
and then and it just becomes for me. It just becomes silly. Like if we all spoke more, it would actually
Fact.
develop a whole different community. But also with that, find the thing that makes you or that tells you about who you are. Like for me, I can share soji, like how to make soji,
Yeah.
but I don't share how to make soji for that young Indian girl who got married. For me, I want to share soji to every ethnicity,
Yeah.
Yes.
to every
Yes.
person,
To me,
every
he wants to
culture.
learn how
You
to
know
make
what I
soji.
mean?
Mariki van der Walt is somebody.
You see,
Jacob
Mariki
vandag
must
het ons
know.
soji gemaakt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
En die ingredients was nie ek kan dit kry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As easy as in checkers.
Yeah,
And that's
100%.
the kind of open, welcoming. And I think what people don't register in their brains is you can't receive if you're not open.
Yeah.
So then everybody's so
Words.
closed, then it's those same people that cry about opportunities not coming to them. You're like, no, because you're closed, you must be open.
Yes.
Give and receive.
Yes.
Both require
Yes,
open.
yes.
Next up is my favorite picture.
Oh, also my favorite
Oh
because
my
we
gosh.
go from
Guys,
I want you
where
to
we
superhero.
are
know-
pulling this
I want you
from?
to know this person, basically founder of Halaal Goods Market, which is huge, founder of Fehmz Cocktails, founder of
Mocktail.
one
I'm
of
so
the,
much scared.
Mocktails, founder of one of the biggest IG pages when it comes to cooking.
Yeah,
and
we
then
just said superhero.
I got stuck on the side of the road.
lost.
15th of January 2017.
Oh my
So
god.
you ran out of
Guys.
petrol. There's a lot of
Guys.
things I want to talk about in this picture.
Can we start with the husband's leg though?
Can we start with
That's
the
a
husband
tight
is
jeans.
wearing
I
a
know.
slipper. He's wearing a slipper first of all, a stokie that you can only buy at Spitz, and your stokie is still in lay-by.
Yeah.
Your stokie is still in lay-by.
Oh
The
my
husband
God.
has also got
Oh my
Vaseline on
God.
his ankle.
Legit?
He's got Vaseline on
Oh
his
my
ankles. Which
Oh
means
my
that's a
God.
clean ankle as we
Yeah,
zoom in
yeah,
there.
yeah,
That is a
yeah,
clean
yeah,
ankle
yeah.
attached to. Listen,
Guys.
this is not the calf of an Indian man. I'm just going to
No.
say it's straight. I know Indian men legs. Let me tell you, Dicey, that's not a Lanesia culture. That is not an Indian calf. Please talk to us. What's going on?
Okay, so number
Because the
one.
outfit is Lanesia. But the calf and the ankle say differently. Tell us the truth.
So let's say number one. I hate running out of petrol.
Yes, yes.
My dad is the guy who would always be like, when the car's halfway, it needs to be topped up.
Yeah.
My husband is the guy who will run it on that light that's
I know
on.
my car.
And when
Yeah.
it says 50 kilometers, he will drive it till the 49.9 kilometers.
Yeah.
But no, that 50 kilometers is a lie. It's a lie. A
'Cause he's
splinty.
speeding.
Because we're stuck now
Yeah.
on a freaking highway, and I'm like, come meet me because you didn't fill
This is
petrol
your
when I
fault.
left this morning.
It's your fault, said everyone.
My
Your
dad
fault.
always kept the
This
petrol
is your
tank
fault.
filled.
My father would have never let this happen.
Never. And if you're saying, what is that, 2017?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I was married for a while then.
Yeah.
Because I've been married since 2009. But yeah, no, I'm going to say I got tired of the society, so I went outside. So you know what, right? I used to race.
Yes.
My
Race
car
what?
at Tarleton.
Come on.
I used to go drag
What car?
racing. I used to have, oh, please don't. I got trolled so much
No,
by
come.
No,
my
let's-
own community, my
Come,
guys.
I got you, I got
So
you.
But
we-
anyway, Sean Mulu, don't listen.
What
Eh?
did you race?
I had only a Renault Megane Sport, guys. It
Was
was
a
a
lovely car.
Frenchie, a little Frenchie.
That was the one with the
But
bumps.
do you know how the German guys,
the
yes?
ad was about the bumps. Yeah,
Do you
what
know
a
the
car.
German drivers, how they finished me? Because also I used to drive from lanes, ne? Then we drive from lanes, me with this group of like guys, ne?
Yeah.
We all drive from lanes to Tarleton.
Yeah.
Then we go, we race.
Yeah.
We meet at Cecil after everybody meets
But
at
you used to
Cecil.
give them
there.
hidings, I'm sure. In the
I
GTIs.
listen. I used to have lots of fun. I didn't used to give hiding to everybody, but I was also one of those people. Please, Metro cops, don't listen. I used to love racing on the highway.
Yeah, me
Yo,
too.
bruh. They're like weaving through. You can't do any of that shit anymore.
No,
right?
there's too much traffic
Can you say
these
shit
days.
on it?
You can
okay.
say. You must talk to your people. They don't like Moors are going to
Talk
come
to that
for.
Moorse group of people.
So basically, I mean, the fun part was, and then if you have to leave Tarleton, then here you guys made me drive on the way here to Clearwater. Then from the bridge,
Yes.
you sit on the bridge and you watch the
100%. Yeah, I used to race there all the
So
time.
exactly,
That's
and
on,
it still happens,
Henry
right?
Potgieter, if
Yeah.
you know.
So in
Hyperama we used to call
when
it.
I first got my car in Lanes, I used to do tech stretch a little bit, but I used to do a lot more Tarleton. And at Tarleton, these all these Indian boys, they're all there, so they
Yeah,
all become
yeah,
your friends, right?
yeah.
So this one guy, he brought this white guy,
Yes.
right? And I was like, oh, the one day I was like,
Oh.
cute white guy. But
Nice
then he doesn't
mix.
talk. My husband don't talk.
Yeah.
Right? He's an introvert. So he didn't talk. So I was like, oh, okay, F it. Let me just carry on
Yeah.
chatting with these bras. Next thing you know, there's a thing called Facebook.
Come on,
Do a
you
little
young
bit of
stalk.
We be
Stalking.
chatting.
You
there.
young stalk.
So we were talking on the mutual friends comment list, and then we realized, okay, let's just take this conversation to
Offline.
a DM, and that's how it happened. Actually, and my husband was Muslim before
but
that.
did he used to dress Muslim already, or is this
He
your
was this bra
influence?
was slum already, but I don't think that was my influence. I don't know why he likes his tight jeans, but yeah.
Who's
No, if I had a
with
leg like
Indian
that, I'll
brass?
also must be wearing
It's
stockings.
nice, right?
I'll also be wearing stockings the whole day if I had a leg like that. That's how you make up
But
forget
yes,
the tank is
but
empty.
yes.
You know what I mean?
So my husband, he used to post like all these random stupid pictures on Facebook, and I always comment and go, "This guy, arrogance."
Yeah. Now, arrogance
Volk.
in the house.
Volk.
Yes.
I
Let
love,
me just
I love
take him,
that.
they stick him down
That's
a notch.
called
You
fishing.
think you look fly?
Yeah.
So I also love that, Nicholas and I always speak about perspective and how life is 5% what happens, 95% how you react.
Yes.
And I'm always trying to encourage people to think about how you're going to feel down the line, what's going to be important to you down the line.
Yeah.
And I love that this is a tragic moment. If you've ever got stuck
Yeah.
for petrol, it can be one of the lowest points of your life because we get stuck for different
Yes.
reasons. But I love that this memory is not about getting stuck.
No.
This memory is about a husband that came.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
For
This-
real.
This memory, when you look
And he
back,
shows up for me all the time.
come on.
And that's
I
what you're
can't tell
looking
you
for.
guys, I'll be honest, you guys are married, right?
Yes.
Marriage isn't easy.
Not at all.
It's definitely not easy.
No.
And there's those
Even when you marry
points
the right
It's a
where-
person,
job on
it's
its
not
own.
easy.
Yeah.
that's the thing is and I think there's always things about you, your love language is different, their love language is
Yeah.
different. It took me many years. People get divorced after 5 years. I'm like, you haven't even gotten to the crux
No,
of stuff
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
yet.
still
this
in the
person.
honeymoon
You-
phase. How
I
are
I
you?
promise,
this
ne?
person.
I feel like 5 years is the only time when you actually find your feet together, and then you kind of figure things out,
Yeah.
right? And you find that people show up for you in different ways, and it's very different. This guy, he can fight with me about random things. Sometimes I really think he was actually Indian. But this is the thing with Afrikaans people. I think there's a correlation between how they grow up and how Indian people grow up.
No,
and
but
it's just-
community is important. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's the same thing.
And that's what
Yeah.
the
But
two
even
have in
traditional
common.
values, which is
That-
frustrating
yes.
for me because I'm not traditional.
100%. No, but I get it. And there's nothing
Right.
more traditional than Afrikaans family
Yeah.
values.
Even colored families, you got to be home a certain time. You better have dinner. You better be bathed and scrubbed,
Yes.
bruh.
Yes.
Before 6 o'clock, you must be bathed, scrubbed in your pajamas. This guy did it to me the one day, and I went, "Guy, we both have a job. You're welcome to bath them and have them changed before you get home, but it's not gonna happen."
Yeah.
Yeah. But we found our rhythm.
Yes.
And marriage can be really hard, but we found that rhythm. And the freaking Facebook, because we were chatting on Facebook, he asked me out before Ramadan, and I was like, "Ramadan is a holy month. No."
Yeah.
Then I felt bad. I was like, "Oh no, but we can talk. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see after Ramadan, this brah." He was like, oh, chatted to me through the whole of Ramadan.
My guy.
We met 2 weeks after
My
Ramadan.
guy.
We got married 2 weeks after that.
Come on! Come on! Ons speel die games.
Ja, ons speel die
Ons speel die
games.
games.
Ja.
Hulle weet nie wat.
Ons sê ja. Ons sê ja.
two quick
He
ones.
helps me with everything. He supported me with HG. I wouldn't be able to do half the things I do if it wasn't for him.
Speaking of.
Speaking
of.
8th
so
of March 2022.
That's still 2022. You know
Yeah.
when was the first HGM?
When?
No.
July 2017.
So this
After
is...
I got stuck with
so
no
this
petrol.
this is one of my favorite pictures then, because that means this is 5 years in.
That's
Yeah.
5
So
years
this is
in.
5 years in, and it's very similar to the moment that we spoke about before, where it's 5 years in. I know for a fact that at that moment, 5 years before that, you couldn't have imagined that it would have
No.
grown to this already, been that popular from a seed and a thought in your mind.
Not even the first one.
So talk to us about what
does that
this
mean?
means
Yo.
to you and what it meant in 22 and what it means
Yo.
now.
HGM it's that thing where it was a dream, a literal dream.
Yeah.
Thinking, I sat and I spoke to friends one day and I went, I'd really love a market where we could just celebrate halal food, but we keep it so local that what we do is support small businesses. That we really we take the idea of neighbor goods market and all of these other events that happen, Pretoria Boere Markt and all of that, and we take it and we root it in how do we make it accessible to everybody, open to everybody.
Yeah.
But we showcase who we are as small businesses in halal, right? But I was never about just halal food, because clothing, craft, product, skincare, all of that is everything.
Yeah.
And one of the things we don't do is that I always wanted Halaal Goods Market to be something that, even though we sell halal food, we're always open to everybody. So do we have vendors who are non-Muslim? Yes, of course. Like, you got your stuff, you got your product, you're making it yourself. Come, we want you. Getting to the 5-year mark was kind of saying, hey, people really like this. It really was something that we did that was good. And I tell you, we had, on 2017 July, our venue, our venue was tiny. Our venue was so small, guys.
Yeah.
It was in a
Where was
little
it?
warehouse in Kramerville. Used to be called the Tin Factory.
Yes.
And we advertised it, and I did this whole marketing thing, and I advertised it out, and we had a whole bunch of people came, and people were horrified at how full it was, because there was a 3-hour waiting line. We had to close the gates. I didn't think we were ever going to
careful
close the
what
gates
you
on
pray
something,
for.
right? I never in my life thought that people would really show up.
Yeah.
And people showed up. Like, when community shows up, I can't say it's a humbling experience. It's just beautiful, the gratefulness.
Look.
But the nicest, ugliest comment we got was one uncle.
Yeah.
He said, you shouldn't have advertised it so well if you couldn't manage the capacity. And I thought,
Great compliment.
Thanks, Uncle.
that's amazing.
It's a great compliment, but also, so, I mean, I'm Christian, but as a colored Christian, you grow up around colored Muslim
Yes.
people.
Aren't you guys from Elders?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, you are from my community. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're the
we
same.
smell-
The
Neighbours,
biryani
neighbours.
from Lens, we could smell
No,
it.
you used to come eat it even, so
100%.
we'll bring it that
More
side.
than the biryani.
girls.
Lens is South Africa's best kept secret, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. But what I will say is my experience is how frustrating it is to be a Muslim person in South Africa, and how inconsiderate people are, particularly around menu items. So,
Yes.
so there's this misunderstanding. And like, for example, I've seen some of my Muslim friends get judged because somebody will say the kitchen is halal friendly, which is not halal.
No, yeah.
Because the establishment is now selling
Yes,
alcohol.
yes,
which means,
yes.
You know what I mean? And I think there's a big disrespect for that, which means it's not comfortable for people to just go and be themselves and trust everything.
Absolutely.
And not have to ask the question. So when
Yes.
I heard about it,
Yeah.
I was like, every Muslim
Finally.
bra I've ever had
Yes.
would so love to go to a place where them, their wife, their kids
Yes.
do not have to question anything they're putting in their mouth.
Nothing.
Because I've seen my Muslim friends running after the child going, you can't eat that. Don't put that
Yes.
in your mouth.
Yes.
Because somebody else has just given them something. You
Yes.
know what I mean? They saw another kid dollaring, now they're
Exactly.
involved. So
Yeah.
for me, it makes perfect sense why it would be so
Yes.
successful.
Yes.
Is it's a FUBU process, for us, by us.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
And FUBU doesn't mean that you are not inviting everybody else.
everyone's
So
invited.
it's not to be exclusionary, but it's more to share. So
Yes.
my sentence on stage has been ignorance breeds intolerance.
Yes.
If we don't understand somebody's culture, it's easy to be intolerant thereof.
Very.
So then we both need to be two people. You need to be willing to share your culture, and you need to be willing to learn about somebody else's culture.
Absolutely.
And if you can do both of those, I think that you absolutely win.
And what I love about Halal Goods Market is that it's one of those things that breaks the stereotype of what halal food is.
Yes.
Because everybody thinks halal food is just samosas and biryani.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not.
Marinated
Chops.
Yeah.
Yes,
And,
you
and
could say
dania
marinated.
sausage.
That's
Yeah,
all,
it.
dania sausage, right?
Yeah.
And then I married a guy who can't stand dania, so it's a problem.
Yeah,
guys.
no, that's the first thing I don't like about you, right?
Yeah.
That's other than that, I accept you.
It was time.
But what can we do?
I mean, coriander, come on. Dania is
Come
so
on.
lekker. So, what I love is that it showcased different foods. Because now
Yeah.
we've got Asian, we've got sushi, we've got everything in the gambit of food, but it's all halal.
And it
So-
all makes you happy.
Oh my gosh,
all wonderful.
guys,
And
big
it is,
time,
it's,
big
it's
time.
last number delicious. I'll give you a secret. Nick and I both know this secret.
Yeah.
So we do corporate events every day, which means we eat those corporate buffets every day.
Yeah.
And then it takes you about 6 years into corporate when you realize the halal buffet is
Yes.
the best kept secret
Is
Yo-
the station.
in
That's
any
where you go.
corporate environment ever.
Let me
Then
just tell
make
you,
friends with the auntie and the uncle, because that auntie and uncle cook that food with love. And
Yes.
they don't just want to share it with everybody because
Yes.
they're prepared based on their numbers, but they always, just also based on the culture,
Yes.
are bringing at least
Baraka.
4 extra servings.
Yeah.
They're never cooking just for those they're serving.
the baraka.
They always bring a little extra, and I promise you,
Yes.
the best. Now,
amazing.
You
we
know
have
what
to rush.
we've learned as Muslim people? Sorry, I'm going to rush quickly. We must sit near the halal table because if we're not, then the people who like the halal buffet who are not Muslim are going to attack.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm not even scared.
It's okay,
Yeah.
we share,
I'm
we
not even
share.
scared.
We share.
Where you gonna get a roti and a chops chutney at Santon Convention Center? Shut your mouth.
The halal table.
No, no.
Talk to me. Yeah.
22 September 2024.
What is this one?
Is this so? This is the slideshow. I've got a couple here. I want to read
Yeah.
the so this is
caption.
there's
Yes.
a slideshow. That's the first picture, and
it's about
this is
family.
my favorite one.
Yes.
is the one with you biting into something for Ronaldo's notes to bring it up. So I want that picture to be there, but I want to read what it says here.
Yeah.
Family suppers are always filled with laughs and connection, and sometimes it's also talking about what has stressed us that week, what struggles we are going through, and what we wish we had known when we were younger. There's a whole
It's a long thing.
stuff other than that, but one of the points of this picture exercise has been, I wish that at some point somebody would have sat me down and said, this is the point of your life. This is the
Yeah.
point of life. This is the most important.
Yeah.
All of the accolades, all the money, all the business, all the achievements, all the trophies, yeah, they're nice. But breaking bread with your family,
Yeah.
that's the point. That's the moment. Because when you're on your deathbed and you're replaying things, this is the moment you miss. Not the opening of Halaal Goods Market.
Yeah.
Not the opening of whatever. This is when you
None of that.
boil it all down. This is the important part. How important is breaking bread in your home? And does that sentence that you've given us quantify
Yeah.
how important it is and how important it is to fight for that moment? Because it's also something in this day and time
Yes.
we've got to fight for.
You have to. So, a million times over, I'd say family are the people who will always show up for you. They'll always show up for you. It
The
doesn't
last
matter
line of
what.
defense.
Even if you are fighting tooth and nail with your brother, ne, when something happens, they show
The first
up.
one to arrive.
They really
Always.
are first to
Yeah.
arrive. My sister, I came from a family. My dad's family. They would fight a lot. Ne?
Yeah.
Then there's always a speech or something going on, or something going on outside, and I always thought the one thing I would not want to do as we grow up was I don't want that. I don't want that for my family. I don't want that for my siblings. Like I would see it. And I think my dad, as he's gotten older, it's gotten better with his family because I get along like well with all my cousins because there's like 1,000 of us. But
They all live in
My mom's-
one house. One yard in lanes.
my
All
mom's
of them.
family was very connected. They would meet each other. But my mom's from Durban, so she'd be here. But the funny thing is, we would still land up, as much as we'd say it, we wouldn't do it. We would still be in our little nucleuses.
Yeah.
Come my sister-in-law, who said, why don't we do this like every Friday night we have supper together? And the way it would work is one house does everything and everybody else pitches up, but everybody gets there
And
a week
then you
off.
rotate
And we
it, yeah.
rotate, right?
Yeah.
And we went, oh, brilliant idea. Let me tell you something. It wasn't about the food. What she did had nothing to do about eating the food. It had about connecting all
The
of
food
us.
is the vehicle to bring you together.
It was.
That's all.
Yeah.
We sit together and we eat, but the conversation, the connection. Sometimes it's a game. Sometimes we pull out a board game. You know, like we Monopoly the night, or we Ticket to Ride, or we play what it's called. How much does your family know about you, or something like that. It's such a good game, and it's that connection. It changed everything in the dynamic of our family. And we've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I share it every now and again, and people go, "Oh my gosh, sibling supper is like the best thing ever."
Yeah.
And we try and make sure that we always show up with. My kids now go, "Whose turn is it this week? Whose turn is it this week?"
Investing in your family will give greater return than any financial
Absolutely.
investment you make.
Even if I'm invited for an event, if sibling supper is happening
I'm not going.
and it cannot move, I'm not going to that event.
No, 'cause
I'm
you
going
could-
to for sibling supper.
Thank you.
That's it.
A quick this or that,
This
and
or
then
that,
we're
yeah.
wrapping. So
Well, this or that, okay.
This or that.
Yes.
You get to decide as quickly as you can. We'll maybe ask you questions.
Yeah.
Nicholas?
Biryani?
Or palau?
Acne, you guys. Palau, or it's biryani or acne. What is palau?
Your answer?
Palau.
Palau.
You take a acne over biryani?
A memon. You know, there's different parts of Indian people.
I feel like that's a lazy thing for a chef to say.
Yes, but for me, acne is like there's a deep love for acne there. Like
Nothing wrong.
I got you.
Deep.
I got you.
Everybody's
It's okay,
allowed
one
to
day
have
you
the
eat
thing.
my acne and then I'll see you, I'll convert you.
Yeah, you come
Yeah, even the way you say it, you're acne. It sounds more delicious than acne. I'm like
Acne.
Yeah, acne sounds like it's going to give you running stomach.
Okay.
Acne is delicious.
Next one?
Nigella Lawson?
Or Gordon Ramsay?
Nigella. I love Nigella.
What is it about Nigella? Is it the way she's so sultry for no reason? Let me just pour
It's
this
the way she
flour.
goes into the freezer at night to grab that tub of ice cream, guys.
Is that
That's so me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the way she cooks. She's messy. I'm
also-
like, I haven't got time to like idiot sandwich my life, guys.
No, man. I
Like,
also,
no.
Because I also love cooking and it's a
Nigella
messy
just
situation.
does it so, so
yeah,
lekker.
yeah. And that accent,
You know?
man.
It does. Love your work,
Something.
Nigella. Next one.
Social butterfly?
Or homebody.
50-50.
Like the streets and the home. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong
that's
with that.
the
I think that's the win.
that's the sibling supper versus
Yes.
the event. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
And
100%.
my husband's a full introvert, so yeah, I can do both. On the weekends, I'm a homebody, but let me socialize as much as I can. Just
Come on. I love that.
High fashion?
Or comfort.
hell no to high fashion. I'm into comfort.
Yes.
Give me the
That's
classics.
45. That's what it is. 44.
Yeah.
Once you're in your 40s, comfort over fashion all
Yo,
day,
bruh.
every day. Your baby toe becomes more important.
Sneaker life.
Come on.
It's the future.
Sneaker
Come
life.
on.
No. Early mornings?
Or late nights.
Late nights, please.
You're not- you're
When
not
the
a
kids
morning
are
person.
sleeping,
Yeah, yeah.
and I can actually
And you can
think.
eat your ice
I
cream
can
by
think,
yourself.
yes.
I know that move.
I would
also
sleep
wait.
every morning if I could. I could
I'm
sleep
the
in
same.
every morning. I would. Yo. Yeah,
I'm the
guys.
same.
My body doesn't allow me anymore, man.
Yeah, you are Pali.
No,
That's
Pali.
right.
It's
Last
wild.
one.
Yeah.
That's
Movies?
Or a good book.
Ish. No, I really like trash TV.
Yeah.
I can read a good book. Like I
Yeah.
can. But I need to watch like Real Housewives or something.
So while
while
you're
I'm
reading,
there.
okay.
Yeah. It's in the background.
it.
So
This
That's the
also a
problem with this
50-50.
life, right?
That's
We're
true.
social mediaing and
we're
there's
consuming too many things all the
time.
time.
Dopamine
But like
addiction.
one day it's going to be a Fehmz show, guys, on Netflix. It's going to be you guys are watching me on Netflix there.
You heard it here
Right?
first.
Fehmz, it's always a good sign when we have to rush to the end.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
means we had a great conversation.
And we didn't get through everything.
Firstly, I can't. Yes, thank you for coming, but thank you for being the human that you are. You've educated even us on things that we thought we knew, and always make us feel like part of your community. And I don't think that all of us get that right all the time, particularly those of us that come from staunch environments or even the staunch perception of environments. I don't think we get the open arms invite to my culture as right as we do, but I wish that everybody could get it as right as you get it.
Thank you.
Because we really just feel so welcome. Before we let you go into that camera, just tell us what's coming next. When is the next Halaal Goods Market? Where can we find the mocktails?
Yo.
And anything else you want to give a quick shout out
Okay.
about yourself, and go.
Everything you do, just love it to death. Like, love it.
Love it.
Love what you do. Number 1, follow us on Halaal Goods Market. The next one is only 2026. Fehmz mocktails, buy it everywhere. Especially Take a Lot. If you don't see it at your local supermarket, ask them to stock it. That helps us to grow.
Love it.
Number 3, follow me, obviously.
Yes.
And come to my book launch. Like, we're launching a cookbook, guys. If you really want it on hand, then buy the book.
What's the book called?
It's called Damn Good Food.
Damn good food. We looking,
Damn.
Those Murisa
They
people
are
are going to
going
come
to
at you for
throw
the damn.
you.
But we can't help it. The food is damn good.
You
Fehmz,
know,
you are damn
Dr.
good.
Seuss says it. There's
Yeah.
nobody youer than you.
There's no one youer.
Than you.
So be the best you.
We need
Absolutely.
more of you in the world.
I can't be anybody else. I can only be me. I can only be Fehmz.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to
If
like,
you can't be you,
subscribe, and
be
comment.
Fehmz.
Don't be Fehmz.
No, be Fehmz. The world needs more of you. We'll have less problems and more delicious
Roll the
food.
This
credits.
is true.
Roll the
Thank you for
credits.
tuning in.
Thank you all.
Like and subscribe.
Bye. Like, subscribe, follow,
Follow,
share.
post, share.
Tell her
Do
what
the
you
things.
must.
Bye.
Tell her what you must.